Hi everyone, this is Santosh Kumar. Today we are going to explore a CAD tool, that is NX12. This particular tool is actually used for designing of the product manufactured by the organization, basically for industrial design purpose. So this is the UI of the application. Let's close this welcome page. This is the menu bar, this is the ribbon bar, and this is the palette window. So let us see what are all the options available under the home tab. So under the home tab you have these many options, that is the new, open a recent part, assembly load option, customer default, touch mode, windows, and help. So the new is actually when you want to create a new product, then you click on this, and if you already created a product and you need to open it, you can make use of this open. And then recently if you open any products, those will be displayed here. You can select those uh, product that you want to open. And assembly load option, this assembly load option is actually used when you're creating assembling of the components. Basically this assembly load option consists of the load, whether you want to load as saved or load from a folder. There's a folder, from there you want to load a file, you can make use of this. As of now I'll leave it as a default. And under the load you have several other options, that is, do you want to load all the components, it will start loading all the components, sub assemblies, everything. Or you want only the structures to be loaded, then you can select only the structures, or as saved, at the time of saving how exactly you created those structure, only that will be loaded at the. And if it is load option, do you want it to be partially loaded or fully loaded? Fully loaded, if it is a very big assembly with sub components, all those components will be loaded. I won't prefer you to choose this option when you're trying to open a bigger assembly. For a smaller assembly, it's fine, but for a bigger assembly I always prefer you to open the partially load with lightweight display. What this does is it will load the particular assembly, or partially, that is the only the top level, and it will give you the ability to load it later on, corresponding part. If you want to load it individually, that time you can make use of this partially load lightweight display. and and here the reference set, do you want the what type of a reference set you want? You can create your own reference set. By default they'll be you'll be having a model reference set, or the entire part, or a empty reference set, or as saved. At the time of saving, what exactly the reference set you kept, that reference set would be loaded. So as of now I keep this one as defaults. So this tab, you made some changes over here and you want to save those particular changes as a default, you can select this particular button here. And or you want to restore the default settings, you can select this one to restore all the setting to the factory reset. And save to a file, the save to a file, you can save this settings whatever you made to the file. That time you can make use of this option, and this is open from a file. The settings that you saved in a file can be opened with the help of this particular icon here. As of now I'll keep it as a default, industrial default, and then I'll select OK. That is the use of this assembly load option. And customer default is actually used to predefine the settings that you want, like the color, the background, or the selection color, or the color of a line. Everything can be set here. For model, sketches, curves, every options can be predefined, so that you don't have to go every time and make these changes, because whatever changes you do here will be a permanent change. And once you close this application and try to open that application, those changes will still be implemented. And this is the touch mode. Touch mode is actually if you have a touch screen, then you can toggle between the touch mode. And you can, as of now, if you see, my screen is a touch screen, so I can select any of this with the help of my fingers and make those changes. If you don't want this touch mode, you can toggle back to the cursor mode once again, the default mode. And this window panel is actually, if you're working on multiple windows and you want those parallelly, you want to operate on two different products, then this window is very useful tool, where you can show these two windows side by side, or top down. You have several arrangement of that particular windows, basically for cascading purpose. And this is a help tool. This help tool will show you what exactly the use of each and every icons over here. This is handy when you don't know what a tool does. And here you have a command finder. This command finder is actually used to find a particular tool. If you're not able to find the tool in the ribbon bar, or you remember that particular name but you don't know where exactly it exists, then you can go make use of this command finder and find that particular tool. So this is the palette bar. The palette bar, you have reuse library. This is where you can create the libraries of your own and pull those components into the 3D workspace. Use library, and here once again I'll come to this one by one in the later tutorials. We'll see what is the use of this visual reporting checkmate in the later videos. And here you have a history tab. Whatever work or the projects that you worked on, all the products will be available here. If in case you want to toggle between those products, then you can come to the history and select those products. Again, this is the roles tab. Under the roles tab you have contents and presentations. Contents is like here once you enter into a modeling application environment, if you want only the basic tools to be available over here, then you can go to the essentials. Only the essential tools will be available, but you want more tools to be available so that you can use those tools from the ribbon bar, then you can go to the advanced tab. The advanced tab will allow you to create more options in the ribbon bar. And next you have the presentation. If you want to toggle once again into the touch mode or the tablet mode, you can make use of this presentation tab. And here you have the tools tab. Once you come to the tools tab, you have the record option. You want to record any operations that you're doing in the screen, then it can be recorded, and you can even save it as a macro or a journal. This would repeat or playbacks an existing journal file. You created a particular journal file. Those journal file can be played with the help of this play option. If you like this video, hit that like button and share max. Until then, bye. Santosh Kumar signing off.